Machiwa, Holy Ones, Christos love, blessings to all of you coming on in, coming to this awakening, this ascension process. Make sure I got light and sound. Looks like we got everything going. So this is a spiritual journey, you guys. And some of that journey, like when you wake up in your journey, you maybe you will or won't, but the realization is that there's a spiritual warfare going on. And so we don't just spiritually bypass that, which a lot of people do. The ones who are stuck in love, light, and clueless. We say clueless not to be mean, but think of the word clueless. The word clueless means you're not aware of. So the love, light, and clueless are not aware of, or they don't allow themselves to think about the dark spiritual warfare that's playing out on earth. That is spiritual bypassing. That is irresponsible. That is even dangerous. Because you're not considering how it's affecting your life. You're not going to see it because you're ignoring it. You can't ignore away this darkness. You can't pretend it doesn't exist. It is very real. And so, not only that, if you consider yourself a light worker, someone who is here with a spiritual mission, well, that usually entails because of the spiritual warfare that you're trying to spiritually bypass. That is your mission, to come here and balance out, because the darkness is the majority on earth. So our, as starseeds and indigo children, empaths, light workers, that is our purpose to come here during this spiritual awakening. And throughout the forbidden history that you're not told about in the mainstream, there's a whole record of how they've been attacking this planet and attacking our people, the human race. So there's so much information coming out of these teachings, which are the Emerald Order teachings, also called the innerchristos law of one. And so it explains all the way back to millions of years ago, but the most relevant would be around 50,000 years ago, where we're still involved in this. The Guardians call it the Atlantean conspiracy. And so we're still involved in that Atlantean conspiracy, what's happening today. So you can't spiritually bypass this record. This is part of what we're doing, is assisting in this spiritual warfare and the spiritual awakening. Because these beings in this forbidden history have come here specifically to stop us from awakening. Okay, so we're trying to awaken, but we're being influenced and affected by these fallen angelics, what are malevolent extraterrestrials. They're trying to prevent us from activating our dormant DNA. They don't want the 12-strand Christos consciousness awakening on planet Earth. Because if we did, then their power would fragment on our planet. They would no longer have power over us. We would be back in control because we lost control. They are in control. And when someone wants to comment, or you would say reply and say, oh, but the light has won. You guys, we haven't won. That is a serious, dangerous distortion out there, mostly playing out in the New Age circles. The light hasn't won. The darkness is still in power. Things aren't the majority of consciousness on earth is not going into awakening. It simply isn't. You can just see it in the world. You see it in people that you talk to and see. You see it in TV. You see it in video games. You see it in comic books. You see it in the news. There's not a spiritual awakening. There's still a spiritual warfare. And so, of course, indigos and starseeds, a lot of you brothers and sisters, who are doing this kind of work, who are watching this channel and other channels like it, you're very aware of that. You're finding your purpose. You're finding your connections. Some of you, I've even read your comments and read your emails sent to me, messages that I found my family. Yes, you have, holy ones. Okay, we don't allow distortion in our group. We're not going to allow distortion in our personal bodies, in our thoughts, okay, in our spirituality. We do not allow it. This is the Christic point of view, not a religion point of view, and certainly not New Age point of view, because those are all entangled in, like a mixture of truth, but a whole bunch of distortion that comes with that. Because you better believe that these beings who are in this spiritual warfare, part of their methods, not all of them, but one of their methods is pretending to be the good guys, creating. They have put a lot of effort in creating false light systems, spiritual belief systems. And when you inspect these beliefs, when you analyze them, they are not Christic. Well, some of you might ask, what do you mean by Christic? We mean from the word Christos, which is literally a 12th dimensional, 12D consciousness. Not 3D, not 7D, because most New Agers only stick to the 7 chakra chart. That's only 7 dimensions, no? 12D, that is the Christos. And with the Christos teachings, it's all about unity, because it's under the sacred universal law of one. And it's about understanding what is Christ consciousness. It is 12th dimensional consciousness. That is the Christos, and that's what I mean by Christic. We're coming from the Christos, the Christic point of view. Not some distorted point of view that most of those New Age teachings are all about not the inner Christos connection, not the inner God connection. It's placing your power, your focus as a light worker. Now you're focusing on the moon, the cycles of the moon. Now you're using divination. Now you're using tarot cards. Now you're using astrology. Now you're connecting your focus on archangels and demigods, false ET gods. The focus is going out here to some galactic council, to some false prophets. Okay? This is not Christic. This is not the Christos. This is the Christos bringing you your inner, reminding you of your direct vertical connection to Source God. You don't need no middleman, because a tarot deck is a middleman. An astrology birth chart is a middleman. Divination is a middleman, putting something between you and Source God. When you don't realize, you are not realizing that all the tools are inner Christos tools. Like everything you need is within your inner Christos. You don't need anything else. Literally, you don't need anything else. As a matter of fact, you don't need even these books. You don't need me or Ashana. Everything you have is already within your multidimensional, you would say, family of consciousness, your multidimensional identity. You're not just a 3D person. You are also an astral identity. You're also an archetype identity. You're also a celestial identity, angelic. You're also an archangelic identity. These are not past lives. These are not future lives. They are simultaneous lives. Simultaneous identities. So when you're psychic and have a past life memory, it's a simultaneous memory. Your Egyptian past life is a simultaneous, right now, Egyptian life. As you're living right now, your life here on Earth, just like you're living a life right now on Tara, on Gaia, on Armatena. That's what these teachings bring you, multidimensional, simultaneous existence. And so, thank you guys all for being here. We're going to go deep into the Christ consciousness, into the unity consciousness, and into the spiritual war that is trying to break that, fragment that. They don't want that coming into the world. They will try to block it, censor it. And so this is what we're about, you guys. Self-empowerment, self-sovereignty, self-love, self-mastery. About the self. You are a sacred, holy being. Don't let any religion or New Age teaching tell you otherwise. You are God, you are sovereign, you are free. And that's how the guardian angelic nations roll, baby. This is our record, this is our history, this is our collective identity. We are the human race, and you can be proud of that. Because certainly so many teachings out here in the occult, in the Gnostic, in the New Age are disempowering you and saying there's something wrong with the human race. You need help from something else. You remember what I told you? It's inside. They're going to try to block and misdirect you from the inside. They don't want you going into the inner Christ, inner connection to God. They want to put an archangel in between there. No, there's something wrong with your race. We created your race. No, you did not. We know our direct line of our DNA template. It's not Anunnaki. It's not reptilian. Or whatever people are trying to say. Whatever people are trying to frame or copy. So this is why the Guardians are bringing the true record. So now it's coming out in public here on YouTube. It's coming out on Instagram now. It's coming in onto TikTok. This awareness doesn't mean you're going to accept it. This isn't dogma. This is a choice. This is a memory. And you can resonate with it and claim it. Reclaim your inner Christos. Reclaim. It didn't go away. You don't have to recreate it. You're reclaiming what you already have. There's a principle called junk DNA. You're living on Earth as a 3D person, a 3D thinking, but inside your DNA right now, there is dormant consciousness, dormant identities, dormant memories. And that's why we use the word reclaim. We're not evolving. We're actually reclaiming. Reconnecting, reactivating. I love you. Omni-Christos love to all of you awakening to your inner Christos. Bless you, holy ones. Machiwa. Let's say hello to family in chat. I thought I refilled my water. Unless I did. Unless I drank some of it already. So a little bit later, I'm going to have to refill my water. Just lighting our charcoal disc, getting it started. Always important to do smudging and, in your space, you want to have it protected and cleansed. Doesn't matter how much of a spiritual badass you are, we still need to do that regularly, guys. Some people don't think so, but this is my belief. Strong belief. It has made a significant difference in my own personal protection. We got shields, we got techniques, but you might as well also co-create with other positive, powerful frequencies, consciousness, like frankincense. I don't mean that lightly. I'm not selling it. I'm not making money from it. This is my tip, my big tip to you guys. And I'm always starting my shows like this. So don't take it lightly, please. I really mean that. You want to have something like this in your life on a routine. If what I say matters to you at all, get some amber. Because you better believe in this spiritual warfare. You and I, brothers and sisters of light, of the Christos, are going to be targeted, are going to be attacked. It's not easy living a spiritual life on earth. That's the love, light, and clueless movement. You're not just going to be happy, problem-free. You're going to have conflict. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Machiwa. Ah, that amber smells so good. Let me just smudge myself real quick. Yeah, this is nice and gentle, not overwhelming. Sometimes this usually starts off overwhelming, but this is nice and cool, easygoing type of. Blessings, gratitude. I smelt burnt hair. I was trying not to do that. Oh well. Oh, speaking of which, I'm telling you ahead of time. It's not any time right now or soon. But I plan on cutting my hair and dyeing it black again. I just started working out. I plan on committing myself to working out regularly. I will be back to what I used to be. I don't know as big as I used to be, but I will be athletic, at least. And I am personally want to change. And you guys care about me. Some of you say you do. You should, you should be able to accept that. I want to go through a change. I don't want to have long hair for the rest of my life. I want to cut it. I want to dye it. And I want to have this energy of my physical body, energy, strength back. Mochiwa, Holy Ones. I'm hitting those weights. In my house, I only have some dumbbells, but you can be very creative with dumbbells. So just letting you know ahead of time, if you want to leave my channel after I cut my hair, that's on you. 144 views. I love that synchrony. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shirley Pedrosa. Welcome, Holy One. Blessings to you. Stephen Oswald. Woohoo! Machiwa Holy Ones. Got Bobby J. It's going to be an awesome night, Brother Davian. Love you. Thank you, Bobby. Bless you. Blessings to you, Holy One. We also got Kristen Klein. New here. Anticipation. Bless you, Kristen. So happy to have you with us. Always welcome newcomers. This is a mixture of people who are, familiar with the teachings and those who are not. So, and we have a very loving group, a lot of regulars who keep on coming. Almost some of them are coming every live, which is twice a week, you guys. I come here on Saturdays and Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Eventually, I plan on living in Arizona, so it'll go to Mountain Standard Time. But for right now, it's Pacific Standard Time. What's up? I grew up in Arizona. My whole family is in Arizona. All of my family. Tucson, Phoenix, whatever. And Arizona is, I'm not saying Nevada isn't, but Arizona is very powerful. It's near and one of the stargates is called the Painted Desert. There's only 12 stargates on Earth, and one of them is in Arizona. So I didn't always know that. Of course, with these teachings, I learned that was the case. And so many things, not just one thing, there's several things calling me back to Arizona. And I've told you guys for a long time that I want to have a retreat eventually in Sedona, or maybe even now, the Painted Desert, which is the actual Stargate. Sedona is powerful because its vortices are connected to the Painted Desert Stargate. And so, anyways, just letting you guys know. I mean, AZ's got the Petrified Forest. It's got the Grand Canyon. It's got so many beautiful mountains and deserts. It's freaking powerful. The Apaches knew it. The Navajo knew it. Native Americans. And so that's where Spirit is calling me. Kristen loves. Hey, Cosmic Family. What's up? Much love. I love your energies. Thank you, Kristen. Until the sun dies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to you, Holy One. Ambergeddon. Good evening, beautiful souls. My first time here. Welcome, newcomers. I've been reading the Voyager's books. There we go. That's what he's talking about right there. Actually, I don't know their gender. I'm just assuming. My first time here, finally seeing through the false light. You said it, Holy One. And that's what tonight's topic is, because some of the spiritual warfare, part of it is this false light. And don't feel bad, Holy One, because I too, a lot of us, there's not many of us who can't say they haven't been once upon a time also following the light. I've shared my story. I used to be heavy into the occult, into these magic systems. Golden Dawn. I have Golden Dawn books. Now I'm heavily against these teachings, against these groups. So I used to channel spirits, or you don't say spirits, but beings. I used to be my first channel I had on YouTube was based on these channelings. Now I teach against it because I didn't know better. You didn't know better, but here you are. Yes, Machiwa. Nixon, L. Nixon, Rider of Dragons. Good evening, Holy One. One second here. It's kind of smoking a lot. I might push it back a little bit, but just a little bit. When I can't breathe very well, I got to push it back a little bit. But it's doing its job. Machiwa, Kristen loves. Machiwa, brother, dragons. Sarah Holder, blessing star sister, one of our moderators here tonight. Thank you for being here. So happy to see you. Machiwa Anahazi, good to see you too. Charlene Holly, peace and joy. Bobby J, love you too, Holy One. Good to have you in with our group. I started my, Abergeddon says, I started my spiritual journey at the exact time I started my sobriety journey 2 years ago. I can never find comfort in the practices, astrology and tarot, until I came across the Voyagers. There you go. That is a beautiful testimony. Thank you for sharing that. That's basically what I just explained for my own life, right? A lot of us have done that. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're broken, you guys. It means your soul essence, your higher identity is bringing that back into alignment, into your true mission. You see, the soul identity of yourself, we all have a soul identity, projects itself into 12 lifetimes. You're one of those 12. I'm one of my 12s. And so one of your 12s hopefully gets it, hopefully breaks through, and maybe we're the one here in 2025. What's up? Shirley Pedestra, welcome, Holy One. Thank you for being a member of Christos Avatar TV. Much respect, Shirley. Lady Tracy and Grand Rising, everyone. Bobby, we're having a small group of us. There's just a few of us going like my moderators. But we're going to plan on, Bobby, we're going to plan on bigger get-togethers. We don't know where those will be, but that's in the works. Maybe later this year. Definitely 2026 as well. So keep posted for those, okay? Thank you so much. Until the sun dies, do you have any info to share about the Raw Confederacy or the White Brotherhood? Gold Flame, Pleiadian, Star Captain here. Much love. Welcome, Star Captain. Machua. The Raw Confederacy is part of the Paladorians. Now, realize that we are originally, the human race is originally from Tara, from the 5th dimension. We're currently embodied in 3D, the 3rd dimension. That's a huge, huge difference. Because even 4D is godlike to us, and 5D is godlike to 4D. So imagine what it's like to us. Incomprehensible, really, for most people. But that's where we originate from. That's where our civilization is. Our true homeworld is not Earth, it's Tara. But through the cataclysm that happened, it's part of the spiritual warfare. So this is part of tonight's topic. This is an ancient. Humans are ancient, you guys. We're 560 million years old. Not on Earth system, but up there in Tara, we're ancient. This is just an extension of that, right? Down here. So when we had cataclysm, we were being interfered with. Even our angelic human selves, the angelic human race, was still being punked by the fallen angels. The fallen angels, the malevolent ETs, you know, they came to Earth and started messing with our indigo children, priesthood. It was called the Templar Solar Initiates. That got infiltrated and taken over. And so the Templar Solar Initiates became more like an Illuminati group instead of Indigo group. So they started messing with all of the Guardian energy systems. There was a huge energy system that once they got in power, they weaponized it. It's called the Niberian Dietic Crystal Grid. It turned into a Niberian thing. So they used the grids, all those crystals, and weaponized them to attack Lemuria, who didn't fall like the Atlanteans fell. The priesthood, the indigo children of the Lemurians, were still active and still serving Law of One. So of course they were targets now. They suddenly, just like a lot of us, are becoming targets. You know, a lot of our kids are now, a lot of the indigos are born with ADD or ADHD and many other problems and issues. So we were targeted. The Lemurians were the guardians who were left on the planet. They were attacked. They were meant to murder them. There was cataclysm. Their weapon backfired, and instead of hitting Lemuria, it hit Atlantis. So that's hardcore karma. But nevertheless, that affected the human race, the angelic humans. A portion of it. Not all of Tara was destroyed. A portion fell in that cataclysm. Energetically, it falls. It goes into a spin, and the mechanics are explained by our teacher Ashiana, and also in the Voyagers books in detail. It talks about this fall. There's a whole chapter on it. I mean, a lot of the first part of the book is about this fall. And so what it did is it created a lot of those beings no longer had a body to incarnate from, because you're disconnected from the morphogenetic field, another spiritual science talked about. It fell into a lower dimension, a lower universe. That disconnected them from their morphogenetic field. They couldn't normally reincarnate. So what the Guardians had to do is recreate that here in the universe, density universe 1 in 3D Earth system, by creating bodies for these disembodied spirits to incarnate into those bodies, get back their chakras activated, and ascend back to Tara. That's our human ascension process, is to return back to Tara. So these guardian groups, kind of like the administrators, were the ones who started this whole, human development again, like redevelop us again. And those were called the Paladorians. There was 3 main groups, guardian groups of the Paladorians, and one of them was the Ra Confederacy. No association to the distorted Egyptian Ra god. That's not us. The Ra, that they steal guardian names and use them. Just like Thoth stole the words, the name, the term emerald. We're emerald. We're the Emerald Order. But he used it in his tablets, the Emerald Tablets, which are, according to Ashana Dean and the Guardians, is a reverse ascension mechanics given to the Illuminati to weaponize and use for their agendas. Thoth was part of that. So the Ra Confederacy is not the Ra, the god, Egyptian god. The Guardians don't have ET gods. The ET gods is not a guardian thing. It's a fallen angelic thing. Always will be, always has been. Every single god that has a name that's being worshipped is a false extraterrestrial god or goddess or whatever. Because the Guardians follow Source. Source doesn't have a name, doesn't have a gender, doesn't have a body, but you got billions of humans. That's plenty. That's the majority. Billions of humans are following a genderized manifest, in a body, because it has the appearance of a male god. Most gods are male. Some are female, but most of them are male. God doesn't have a body. God doesn't have gender. God doesn't have a name. God doesn't want to be worshipped. Source God doesn't judge you, doesn't commit murder, doesn't become angry. That's tonight's topic. That is the spiritual warfare, false ET gods. So don't get confused with Ra Confederacy with this Ra ET god. Hope that answered your question, Holy One. Good question. Tuna, welcome, Holy One. Brother Anazi, you inspire me to take care of my body as well as my soul and my mind, my chiwa. Blessings to you, Tuna. And that's what's it about. Honestly, for me, it's not trying to meet hot chicks or something. 222. You guys, the views were 222. Someone put that in chat. So we started with 144. Now it's 222. So yeah, this is not to attract girls or something. It's simply because, I'm starting, I feel aches and I don't feel always great. Like I could pull my back. A couple of times last year, I pulled my back from doing hardly anything. That's a sign to me that, and that's even my advice I've even given to you guys. We need to be doing some type of exercise. It doesn't matter your age. I'm 54. I'll be 55 in September. I don't want problems with my body. And I see problems with my, people in my family who are having aches and pains and having to go to doctors and having to have medications. That's the phantom way. Taking pills. If you're taking pills right now, drugs, pharmaceuticals, you guys want to reverse that. You want to heal yourself, heal your Kathara grid. If you don't know what the Kathara grid, that's because it's in the teachings. You want to learn the Kathara teachings. We have a divine blueprint. You want to heal that. You're not going to get it through taking pills and pharmaceuticals. We all need to be exercising. And to stress that enough, I will start making exercise videos, health-related videos, being fit videos. Indigo children and starseeds need to be very healthy, need to be taking care of your body. It's a temple. It's a temple for your frequency. If you have a distorted health and a distorted body, your consciousness will be distorted. That's how it works. So if they attack you, what you think and believe, it's going to affect your body. So if they attack your body, it affects your consciousness. Either way, you're distorting yourself. You're becoming lesser of your divine blueprint. So I slacked. But I still have dumbbells and weights from my past when I used to be active. I know it's muscle memory for me. It's not going to take me long to get in shape. I'm showing you what I am now. Nothing really. I'm nothing really. But I will be. Within 6 weeks, you're going to see a noticeable difference in me. I'm not trying to show off. I'm not trying to be something, it's simply just part of my spiritual journey. Cutting my hair is part of my spiritual journey. I don't like gray hair. I want to go back to black. I can change it to black if I want to. There's going to be people saying crap. And I want to say something right now. Because people have this fallacy. And to me, it's a fallacy. People think that if you have long hair, you're more spiritual. BS. People say if you have long hair, it's like an antenna. BS. What is hair? It's dead. It's dead. Where does frequency and energy and psychic potential come from? Your Templar, not your freaking hair. Because Samson and of the Bible, Nuberian, and Hercules, an ET god or demigod, they have long hair. Or you think because Native Americans have long hair, or so, whatever this idea. Sorry, I transmute those ideas. And even if it, because if I cut my hair, I'm not going to be less connected. You guys will have your opinions, and I'm sure I'll get some of your emails. You know why? Because I've already got them before when I mentioned cutting my hair. But back to your question, brother. Yes, we all want to be doing exercise. There's no problems with indigos, brothers and sisters, to be healthy and to be fit. There's no reason why we can't be financially independent either. Some people say those are all 3D point of views. No, it's not. This is abundance. Abundance is a consciousness thing. If you're lacking, it's a consciousness thing. My whole reason why I began long hair is because I became homeless. And so I lost my financial independence. And I lost my ability to go to the hair salon and get a haircut and dye my hair. Excuse me. So basically, after I started having it long for a while, I was actually also like Grizzly Adams when I was homeless. I had a beard, everything was all like this, and my hair was grown. It was kind of scary. I looked like a homeless person. That was my path. That's what I went through. I'm going to grow out of it, so to speak. This is not what I want. I don't like it anymore. I want to change, and I should be able to without some resistance or rude comments, right? But I expect I'm going to get those anyways. And I will reply lovingly in a Christic tone. I don't think I finished. You said it, Kristen. Breathing techniques. Like, it should be a regular daily thing. Being fit, I would say, hey, why not pick up yoga? I know a few yoga positions. I know like 5 or 6 yoga positions that help me. They truly help me, man. That's why I do them, because they make me feel good. Literally, I feel good because think about it. When you are just sitting, or you're lethargic, or you're just lazy, you're not moving. That energy is just sitting and not circulating. That's what yoga does. It helps you to recirculate it. It's an energy system. Yoga. I personally see no distortions in a lot of the yoga. Maybe in the teachings, that's different. I'm not talking about yoga teachings. I'm talking about yoga asana, it's called. Postures, positions. All those are called some type of posture or position. So I have books on yoga. So I have a lot of resources from my past, what I used to do. I also want to learn Tai Chi. I also want to learn Qigong. And I also want to learn martial arts again. I used to do that. Maybe kickboxing, or it's not for self-defense, really. It's mostly just to be in shape, to get my body moving. And if I'm going to go back to Arizona, and I will do a lot more camping, a lot more nature and hiking. Be active. It's one of my tips to you guys to not get in the habit, because I got in the habit too myself, sitting in this chair all the time. Now I have to sit sometimes for my work, but I'm really sore because I started working out again. Holy cow! I didn't use those muscles in so long. Damn! Like really? I'm like, wow! Like you wake up tomorrow, you feel much more sore than the day you did the exercise. The next day is when you really feel the soreness. And don't feel bad if you're weak at first. If you're using little 10-pound, 15-pound dumbbells, so what? It's not a competition. You want to do it safely. Don't go crazy if you're just developing it. But you guys, from my own experience, week 2, week 3, week 4, you start to it's kind of like, what's that word? When you come back from death. Not reincarnate, I mean resurrect. I'm going to resurrect my body back to what it was, baby. Like I showed you guys my modeling photos. I'm not going to look that good, but I want to be fit. I want to be I've always had this idea for a long time when I was in my spiritual journey. I want to be able to do flips and, like do kind of like gymnastic stuff. Okay, not just lift weights and be strong again, but I want to be flexible and moving, and dancing, like what's that called? Like a freestyle spiritual dance. Eclectic dancing or something like that. But yeah, I think we should all be active, and I'm not a young, youthful person anymore, but it doesn't matter. I can still be exercising, be strong, and be fit again, and I will. You will see me change. I'm just telling you guys ahead of time so you don't freak out. Like, what the hell happened to Anunnaki? Nothing happened to me. I'm evolving. And so should you, holy ones. Don't be reliant on the medical system. Don't be doing any pharmaceuticals. Your goal, if you're doing it now, your goal is to get off of doctors and get off of hospitals, get off of pharmaceuticals, realize whatever your problem is, it can be healed. And if you don't believe it can be healed, That's the problem right there. It's a consciousness problem. You have wealth problems, it's a consciousness problem. You have health problems, it's a consciousness problem. And this is part of our own spiritual war. Part of the spiritual warfare is within our own minds, the way we think, the distortions in our thinking. Sometimes we're our worst enemy. You know, one of the attitudes of mastery in these teachings, the responsibilities, they're even called, of mastery, is self-love. This is a sincere question. Do you love yourself? I'm not talking about it from an ego point of view. Self-love is just, you care about you. You care about yourself. Even if someone made you feel bad about yourself. Maybe you were trained throughout as a kid, your parents or your dad or mom were jerks and they made you feel bad about yourself. Or your siblings made you feel bad about yourself. Or your co-students, whatever, in school, in your workplace, someone somewhere tried to make you feel bad about yourself. Well, you stand in self-love. Find that healing. This is a spiritual war. You're going to be attacked. There's plenty of distorted consciousness in the world that wants you to be distorted right along with it. That's their habits, that's their traits. But we're growing in the Christos. We're developing our inner Christ, our inner God. We understand who we really are. What our true potential is freaking amazing. Especially if with you find your soulmate or your indigo, you're going to be amazing, but even more amazing with your true partner. Your field will go from, I've even heard Ashana say this, you guys. Your field, let's say you have a normal field as an indigo or whatever. With your twin flame, she said it's up to 2.5 times bigger field, bigger potential. So why not? Machiwa. So a lot of this, oh yeah, by the way, I'm almost done with my 2025 time matrix diagram. It's been really difficult to fix a lot of even just technical errors of fixing how I do the information. There's going to be a lot more information on the diagram. There's not going to be that much white space on it. At the top, the top has a lot of white space. Well, there ain't going to be no more white space on the new diagram. It's going to be full of more information. Same price. I'm not going to increase the price. I'm just going to, put it for sale, the new one though. But thank you guys. Anyone who's an avatar member or higher tier, you will get the diagram for free. It'll be posted when I finish. So that's another way I support myself, you guys. So if you get the diagram now, the old diagram now in August, I will give you the new diagram for free. But if you're before August, I'm sorry, I put a ton of hours recently in this new diagram. This is my hard, core focus and frequency. And so that's what, I gotta earn something in my life. That's part of the abundance factor. Machiwa. G-Light? Oh, you're just talking about it too? Yeah. Those seem so simple. And when you talk about love, when you talk about grace, it's one of the attitudes of mastery, grace. Mindfulness is an attitude of mastery of these teachings. We talk, and if I make videos about just those topics, it hardly gets any views. That's a reflection of what the world is in. They want to hear stuff about fallen angels and spiritual warfare. They don't want to hear stuff about love and joy and bliss and stuff like that. That's boring to them. Right. Shit. It's true. Go look at my videos titled Unity or Love. There's hardly any views compared to the other videos. That's just... Thank you, Chris. Stardust Goddess. Bless you, sister. So, thank you guys again for submitting your Saturday night with us, a part of it. So, spiritual warfare. With who? I'm not talking about World War III, but that's part of it. I'm not talking about the humans' wars, but that's part of it. Maybe you don't think so, but it's coming from these entities. Whether you want to hear it or not, fallen angels are in power on earth. They are the rulers of earth. It doesn't mean they have taken out all the good guys, because we're still here. But they're still trying to go along with our free will. That's why they're trying to trick you into the free will of entangling yourselves in those false teachings, those false light systems. We didn't bring the Golden Dawn. We didn't bring tarot. I don't want to raise my voice. We didn't bring astrology, man. We brought the innerchristos. We brought the Maharic seal. We learned about how to reactivate our Templar, our chakra system, our 15-dimensional chakra system. The humans have 12 strands. That's what we bring, our inner connection to God. All those other systems are bringing you fear. It's part of their system. Fear God, you're commanded. What are you talking about? That's the opposite message, because that's how this darkness rolls, baby. They're about the reverse of everything. Reverse consciousness. What's the opposite of love? Hate. So they're just, that's your sign. You see something that they're coming out with, look for the opposite, because that's the guardian way. They're against the God. They're against guardians. They're against love. Their systems are fear-based. They're judgment-based. There's something wrong with you based. So that is something that we transmute from our own life in this spiritual war, our own drama. You transmute those concepts and ideas out of your life. You empower yourself. You reawaken yourself. And you don't ignore the darkness like the New Age does. A lot of the New Age ignores it. They're actually entangled in it. While they're ignoring it, they're entangling themselves in it. Just like religion talks about God, it is going against God, the true God. They got false identities, false creator gods, false creeds, false teachings. The opposite of what is actually source. So we're learning about that. And we're trying to reclaim that, transmuting all of the old things. 1101, that's 3 more ones. 1101, average V duration, that's 3 ones. Machiwa. So we're realizing who these beings are. They have names, they have planets, they have agendas, they have, for example, in the spiritual war, well, there's the Anunnaki, there's the Jehovian Anunnaki, there's the Syrian Anunnaki, there's the Marduk Anunnaki. These are all different groups in the spiritual warfare involved in the human drama. And they have agendas, and I'll show you them on the screen, not from your brother Anuhazi's own beliefs. What I'm speaking is not from just me, it's coming from these teachings. What I'm telling you about these fallen angels and these races and Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, they're not angels, they're not gods. Well, they're angels, but they're fallen angels. It's coming from here. What I speak is in these teachings, the Emerald Order teachings. They're not my opinions. So this is why I'm going to show you this book on the screen of their agendas, of their how they operate and what they do. Yeah, it's very sad what G-Light says. It's very sad because it's not new though. The New Age has been here since the 90s or 80s, right? It's not new. It's been around for 50 years. So let me see, Voyagers 2, and let me switch it to the PDF real quick. Yeah, this is actually a super ancient problem. It doesn't just come in now. It was in World War I, World War II. What am I looking for? Let me see. Let me go to the Anunnaki. Or how about Tolthinki, Anunnaki? Okay, this is just one group involved in the spiritual warfare. They have different races, different primary races, okay? Including something called the Emilian Anunnaki, including Inky Anunnaki, including Thoth Inky, which is a branch of the regular Inky. Not a branch, but a family line. It says right here, it's a family line called Lulatan. So that's why there's regular Inky and then there's Thoth Inky. Which is, by the way, the same seed race. This race, Thoth Inky, the Thoth Inky race is the seed race that created the earthly Eluli, Levi, Judah, Nephi. You see why in these teachings they say the Abrahamic family lines are Nibirian. They're Nibirian, homies. Nibiru. These beings also existed on Tiamat before it was destroyed. They come from a violet flame planet called Avion in the Lyra system. They're Luciferians, hardcore, and Leviathan means Illuminati. The Guardians call them Leviathan, we call them on Earth Illuminati. So this Thoth Inky is very much alive on our planet as human hybrids. I made so many videos about the human hybrids. So yeah, they're on planet Nibiru, but they're also on our planet in like these tribes that have been, you know who they are, you know what country they're living in. We know exactly where they're coming from. There's another race of Thoth Inky called Asani, which is basically another Luciferian, similar to Inky, but shorter and stockier build. And let me see. Okay, so their core agenda, this is their core agenda. The Palladian Nobirian Coalition Luciferian Covenant Anunnaki Resistance Agenda. That sounds pleasant to you? Does that sound good? Because so many people are worshiping Thoth or Inky. Well, it's actually called Thoth Inky or Enlil or Marduk. These are Luciferians, man. And they made plenty, these races, these extraterrestrial fallen angelic races that I just mentioned, they created lots of Illuminati races on Earth. So they're the ones who are half of these beings and half human, such as something called the Belil, Anu Melchizedek. There was an Atlantean king, Atalan king. Bruja, Atlantis. That's one of the 3 remaining cities. There was one called Bruja. The Larsa kings, raider of Lohas, Atlantis. That's another one. Bruja and Lohas. And also Sumeria. So you know the people in Sumeria, you call them Sumerians. They were actually, hello, Anunnaki, Toltinki. Okay, they're the ones that brought you. Remember, these are the Illuminati lines. Osiris and Thoth Egyptian king lines. Okay, they're not just in modern New Age, man. They're in ancient Egypt. They're in Sumer. They're in Atlantis. Mixed in as hybrid humans. And they're the rulers, man. They're the freaking rulers. They're the kings, the queens, the pharaohs. And we still have that today. And New Agers are saying, oh, we're all ascending. They're still in power. The light didn't win. They're still in power. It's a joke, man, when you hear these people say this crap. Something called the Hyksos Kings, Raider races. You know, you've heard of the Knights Templar Freemasons. Tothinky, baby. Toth freaking Inky. How about the Mayans? The Mayans got effed, just like the Incans and the Aztecs got mixed in. Just like the Indigo children got taken over in Tara, Templar Solar Initiates. Well, they're doing the same thing here on Earth. They took out our Mayan guardians, and now they're rulers of these puppets. I mean, they're puppets for these ET rulers. They infiltrated, human tribe infiltration. This Thoth Inky races, with their Pleiadian Nibirian Coalition Luciferian Covenant agenda, they raided the Atlantis when we had Atlantis. They raided the Lhasa, Bermuda Island Indigo tribes. They raided our Druidic Indigo children. See, they target Indigos big time. The Celtic tribes. See, all these people worshiping the gods of Celtic gods now, those are the freaking fallen angelic gods. Not the once upon a time guardian Druidic Celtic tribes. Everything's been flipped. Christianity was flipped. Buddhism flipped. Hinduism was flipped. Islam was flipped. You're not worshiping guardians or the positive source god. Now you're worshiping the false ET gods and the guardian or the fallen angelic Illuminati tribes. Same thing in Sumer. Same thing in Egypt, in Giza, and Sakra. Our brother. I'm sure he doesn't mind if I tell him, Mr. Madism. He's been to these sites. He's been on Giza. He's been in Sakra. He showed us pictures of all the serpent imagery, all the snakes. What is Tothinki? What's it called? What's it described it? Let me see. Inky Anunnaki. Black hair, tan skin, hook nose, human insectoid, reptilian, serpent. You can't get, the Guardians tell us straight up, man, what's going on. Okay, so they infiltrated those tribes, including Mayan, African. You know, so many African beliefs were taken over. Central American beliefs, Peruvian Inca lines, and various Native American tribes. We have so much... Let me go back 1 second. Like, we have so much respect for these cultures. But most people don't understand that they've been flipped over to dark side teachings. This is why it's the same thing with magic systems. Where all these pagan systems come from. And people think that's good. Pagan is good. No, it's not good. There's no such thing as multiple gods. There's only one source. The source. The God. Not multiple gods. As soon as this any type of book or religion is talking about multiple gods, you know they're serving the dark side. Associated with, and this is just one example, homies, just Tothinki. Wait, where's my diagram? This is only one being and one agenda. Okay, where's Tothinki? One. This is only Inky's family. There's the Enlil agendas. There's and Illuminati's races. There's the Centaur agendas and their Illuminati races. The Marduk families have their own agendas and their own Illuminati races. Are you getting the picture? Luciferian races. Luciferian, Satan, Luciferian. But you New Agers are still worshiping Celtic gods, Egyptian gods, Viking gods. Shit. Even the Zephyrim Zeta Gray aliens have their own gods. They've created gods. They have their own agendas. They have their own Illuminati factions. The Odedicron have Illuminati factions and their own ET gods and their own agendas. Certainly the Omicron dragons have their own agendas and gods and Illuminati races. And so do all the Anunnaki factions, and there's different Anunnaki factions who have their own agendas, their own Illuminati lines, their own gods, ET gods. Are you getting it yet? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I thought, okay, yeah, I wanted to go to the PDF. Okay, so they infiltrated, they're associated with the Luciferian covenant. Oh, wow, that's a nice thing, huh? The Dominion Master Plan. What are the elite? The elite, aka Illuminati, what do they talk about? What, some type of order? Some type of world order? Some type of new world order coming out of the lips of George Bush Sr., coming out of other presidents' mouths, other kings' mouths, queens, emperor mouths. This is not an Earth thing. This is an ET thing. This is what the ETs want, homie. The Dominion Master Plan. They're associated with, Tothinki is associated with dominant force of Anunnaki portions of World Management Team Illuminati. This is where you get Billy Carson's Greek Hermes Trismegistus Thoth agenda. This is where you're getting the Greek Roman Aemilius Julius Caesar Nubarian king lines. Some Roman and Greek Olympian god legends are coming from Tothinki. Some of them are coming from these other aliens that you saw on the diagram. Where does Mayan Quetzalcoatl come from? From this Tothinki black, from these insect humanoid reptilian serpents. What is Quetzalcoatl? A freaking reptilian serpent, insectoid. Okay, so and we were talking about Thoth and his Atlantean emerald tablets, written translations of part of data stored on Emerald Tablet 11. That's what the Emerald Tablets is, you guys, based on the CDD plate, which stands for Cloister Dora Terra plate. These are actually technological holographic disc records. Not ancient clay tablets, not channeled information. It's coming from the Guardian, higher dimensional Guardian holographic disc records, which was stolen by Thoth 22,000 plus years ago, homies. And Tothinki, remember, this is about Tothinki's agendas, are the ones who brought us the Brotherhood of the Snake. There's the snake again. It's all about the snake. And if you visit Egypt, Giza too, you're going to see the snake everywhere. Not just there, but in Maya, in Aztec, in Inca, you're going to see the serpent. In the Atlantean mystical schools, the Toltec groups are the ones who led the Nibirian Anunnaki invader races that murdered the Indigos 22,000 years too, as well as this date. Remember, they stole the record, and then he went on to murder us 20 years later. Which we were on Lemurians. Remember, I told you earlier, the Lemurians were the ones who were the guardians still? In Kauai, Hawaii. It wasn't called Hawaii back then, of course. This was on the Atlantean Lemurian continents. They're the ones that bring us the Thoth, Alpha, Omega, Melchizedek. And Alpha, Omega is the Marduk Luciferian centaur group. Okay, they're the friends. And they bring you the Lord Melchizedek, not the true Melchizedek. What did I tell you earlier? They use guardian names and F it up. Just like they did with Jesus, they used the guardian name, Jeshua, and F it up. Here's another example. And Toltec is responsible for the related channel contacts. Toltec is responsible for Christian and Protestant text distortions. Toltec has brought us the Osiris, Isis, Horus, Egyptian schools. As so many of you love Horus and love Isis and think you got truth and you got, these secrets coming in your life because of this, and when you have no idea, you're entangled with, just like many New Agers are entangled with these fallen angelic false light teachings. These are false light teachings, homie. And this is, like I said, one group. New Age, right here, guys. A driving force. Toltec is a driving force within contemporary New Age indigo hijack plan. Body snatching, you're channeling. You like channeling, right? This is a hijack plan, body snatching plan of as yet unawakened people in New Age. A lot of New Agers have no clue. And look, astral implant, tagging systems, astral overshadowing systems, and eventual full body possession. So, you like channeling, huh? You're an angel channeler, huh? You saw all those examples of false light systems in there? And that's just one group. I could spend many hours, a couple of days, explaining all the false teachings. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to make a bunch of videos on each one of those fallen angelic groups and how they brought it into the New Age and religion. Machiwa, holy ones, know the truth, and you shall be set free. When you break the illusion, it no longer has power over you. That's part of your awakening process. You awaken, you're awakening, yes, but when you awaken, part of that awakening is finding out we're in a spiritual warfare. You find out we're actually in spiritual bondage. Obviously, not everyone has watched these videos when they contact me. Because when they contact me, they're saying, oh, I'm going to integrate the... I had some guy recently contact me. I'm going to start teaching the Christic teachings, and I'm going to empower it with tarot cards. You're not going to get any... Well, maybe they will get legitimate indigos. But awakened indigos, no one's flocking to your falsified Christic teachings, homie. You actually are not actually familiar with these teachings. Who are you trying to fool besides yourself? You're just fooling yourself. Oh, you're going to recruit some people for sure, because that's what people are into. Just like Billy Carson's a false prophet, bringing in millions. He's got millions of followers. People buying his book. People learning about Thoth. Now they're going to learn about Thoth. They're going to, all the other Egyptian gods, like Isis. How many people are into Isis and Horus? Into the snake energy. That's what this, they're into this, what was it called? Inhumanoid, insectoid, reptilian, serpent energy. Not Christic concepts. Not innerchristic connections. Something out here. You're following something out in the matrix. Some self-proclaimed archangel like Metatron, which is another group, specifically the Necromaton Nephilim group. It is your brother Anunnaki bringing this together in graphic form. No one else ain't doing it. I'm going to do it. That's my job. That's my mission then. It's not going to make me popular. When I start talking about your archangels that you love and adore, like Michael, they're going to leave. They're not going to stay very long on my video. But those of you awakening, a lot of you who are here now, something connected you to this channel. Something clicked. And maybe you didn't agree with everything right away, but here you are, holy ones, with us together. Together, we are dismantling, we are transmuting those snake energies, reptilian energies, fallen angelic energies, and false light systems. It's not going to make us popular, but there's going to be people coming over to the innerchristos law of one. Without learning your inner God self, you're not going to have no solutions to health. You're not going to have solutions to distortions, because those teachings out there don't teach you distortions. They're too busy telling you about the false creeds of fear and guilt and subservience to ET gods and putting down the divine feminine. Religion is patriarchy, baby. It's a penis club. They put down women. And you can disagree and send me a message or leave a video comment, and I'm going to reply with a Christic reply and transmute that energy, frequency, lie, distortion. Every single message, every single comment I can reply to with a guardian frequency. We transmute. All of you who are awakening are bringing in that light, that Christos, bringing in that frequency. You are also part of that cleansing. We're transmuting. This is a group thing. This is why it's called Team Indigo, baby. Give me 5 indigos. Sir. We're serving true source God, not some freaking ET God, whether it's Celtic or Druidic or ancient Egyptian or some Greek or Roman God or whatever. We're serving source God, the omnipresent, omni-loving God, not judgmental ET gods, not cruel ET gods, not angry gods. Those are not gods. That's not source. You're not getting that from source. That's coming from the only from the hologram fields of the phantom matrix. Fear comes from the phantom matrix. Anger and cruelty comes from the phantom matrix. Okay? We're exposing this spiritual warfare and showing you exactly who are the perpetrators. The Guardians call them intruder races. Let's look at that. Intruder races. Some people think I make this shit up, right? I'll go to the top of Voyagers. You know how religious people quote Bible verses? Well, we're quoting them. We're covenant, baby. What's up? What's up? Intruder race. I'll put race at first. There's 7 results for races and 4 for just singular form. Luciferian. Excuse me. I'm trying to zoom out. Okay. Remember I said tens of thousands of years ago. I mean, look, they were doing stuff 75,000 years ago, 5.5 million years ago, but that's actually human seeding 1. But we're talking about human seeding 3. And Luciferian rebellion. That means they're rebelling against the guardian groups. That's what that means. The Pleiadian Luciferians, because that's what they are. Hello, Pleiadian Luciferians from Nibiru, and Alpha Centauri, that's the centaurs. Anunnaki intruder races unite. Oh, how nice. A bunch of gangsters, spiritual gangsters, ET gangsters coming together into a bigger gang. Vato locos for life, I guess, Holmes. Sorry, I just watched American Me yesterday. It's all in my speech pattern lately. They brought you the Battlestar Wormwood. Wormwood's in the Bible. I wonder why. It's in the Yahweh material, Jehovah God material. So is Elohim. So is all these freaking Archangel L's. Michael, Ariel, Gabriel. It's in there. What else? Oh, this is the charts. These are the summary charts. This is what I already showed you. The Phantom Matrix Zeta intruder races. Remember, I was just talking about Tothinki. Well, so does the Zeta have intruder races. I want to see if it's outside of this, though. Oh, okay. So mostly that. So let me just choose the word intruder. I mean, plural. Singular, sorry. Still summary charts. It's in the summary charts. So in the summary charts, they'll say intruder races. How about this PDF? Since I've had these open from yesterday on my computer, I have to reopen it, shut it down, and I mean that PDF, Master Stewardship Initiative. Hello. It's still not showing me. Oh, okay, so some interference here. Let me take it off PDF so I can close the whole entire program. And then reopen the whole program. I'm almost out of this, you guys. Lemon water. Lemon water. I got a lemon seed. Okay, reopen Master Templar Stewardship Initiative. And now it's coming up. What a wonder, huh? Okay, so let's look in here for intruder races, and maybe they'll have more results. Intruder. That means they're intruding like a burglar. Oh yeah, there's like 37 results. But actually, it's different when I just put intruder races. But it's about the same. Oh wow, this is called, this is more technology they put on Earth. During the Luciferian rebellion, this doesn't use the hand symbol. Oh crap, I lost it now. And during Lucifer rebellion 25,000 years ago, the Apen, someday I'll do a video on the Apens, was overtaken by the Necromaton, Andromi, Nephilim, intruder races of Andromeda, which is, by the way, what a lot of people are channeling. Andromes? Oh, I'm channeling Andromeda. You are, but you ain't channeling no guardian group. It's the same thing with Archangel Michael. You're not channeling. You see, they use this technologies, homies. It's being used by the United Intruder Resistance to broadcast subliminal mind control, scalar programs, and false, there's the key word, false channel contact, I can't speak here, false channel contact programs such as Archangel Michael Matrix. Shit. I love Archangel Michael. I channel Archangel Michael. You're a liar. You're lying. If you're calling me a liar, you're calling the Guardians a liar. Okay. Already saw that one, right? Yeah, these are the same thing. So, Machiwa. Rude awakening. I have this pressure. I gotta move that energy. One thing I realized, I remembered when you start lifting heavy weights, your head is full of pressure until I get strong again, until I get, back to being able to lift weight no problem. I won't have so much pressure on my head, but I felt a lot of pressure on my head. I feel myself massaging my temples now because of that. And this area right here. But, like I said, I stopped smoking again, and I'm working on fitness again. But give me a month or two before you see a difference. Here we go. 1 second here. Whoa! We got some activity. I didn't even know, you guys. I'm so sorry, but thank you for... We got Harrison Hicks, became a new angel member. Thank you, Harrison, for supporting this work. And thank you for joining the club. What's up, homie? Yeah! Found your family? Yeah, Machua. Giannis, Star Sister, bless you. Kisses and hugs. Thank you for that support, sister. Thank you for being here. Much respect to you and your journey. Can't wait to meet you. I like your emoji. We're dancing, we're partying. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Indigo Vato Loco. Yeah. Much respect, honest. In Latin, 1111, I support you, Anahazi. Get your workout on. Thank you, man. Thank you for that support. Yeah. Us indigos need our strength. Much love. Yes, we do. And think about what we are. Guardians guard. Guardians defend, protect, shield. We're gonna be targeted. Even by people who don't know any better. They don't know, that their beliefs are freaking been flipped. And so they see us opposing their beliefs, and they will act out. They will trigger. Don't believe me? Read some of the comments on my videos. Not all of them. A lot of them are loving comments, but you're going to see some triggered comments. And they're going to reply back with their information they're getting from the occult, from the Kabbalah, or from Gnosticism, or from New Age. They're going to that's their wisdom. And you can't make no logical sense with religious people because they align with death and an angry God, a judgment God. They align with lake of fire and a blood sacrifice ritual of a Messiah, slaughter, blood, sacrifice. They align with that. You can't come to terms with someone like that. You can only offer. You can only plant seeds. So between religion and New Agers, religious people are the worst. They're the most lost. At least New Agers are going into some type of energy systems of healing. They're practicing yoga. They're practicing, they're working with crystals. They're awakening their psychic abilities. But religious people have none of that. None of that. So that's why I say they're worse off. They're more lost. They're harder to awaken. Whoa! Syrian Star. Wait, I don't want to. Yeah, thank you. Bless you, Brother Inleton. Thank you so much. And Syrian Star Princess. Woohoo! Like the gentleman said earlier, our soul bears witness of remembrance. And that's what I say, you guys. We have witness. We have testimony of what people say doesn't exist. They say we're just making shit up. They don't believe that we're feeling energy in our body or seeing multidimensional realities or seeing multidimensional beings or spirits, guides, guardians, aliens, frequencies, aura, fields. They think it's all nonsense, and they think we're schizophrenics. They think we're, they tell us, get off the drugs. Such little baby comments, such immature, spiritually immature comments. That's all they can think, that we're on drugs. That's all that we're just imagining. Millions of people are imagining frequency and spirit, huh? Christos Avatar TVD, I'm also returning back home after living out of state for 20 plus years. Here's a donation to the haircut fund. Love, LOL. Bless you, Syrian Star Princess. I like your humor too. And yeah, I don't know if it'll be in Vegas, but in Vegas, my hairstylist was charging me like $100. So, I will shop around for cheaper, because it's not cheap to dye your hair. Yeah, definitely. I will find a different hairstylist. And that was in Nevada. I won't always be in Nevada. Even when I came here, I knew that. As I've lived here, I knew I wasn't going to always stay in Nevada. I lived in Sin City for a while, in Las Vegas, but, I lived in other smaller towns too. But I'll be going back to AZ, baby. Beautiful state. I love the desert aroma. I love it, especially after a rain. It smells so damn good. Arizona has fantastic sunsets. A lot of snowbirds come to Arizona because of its wonderful climate in the winter for them. So there's a lot of mysteries with the Grand Canyon. A lot of things coming out of the Grand Canyon. Indigo Wizard posted some of that too. It makes you wonder how many Guardians have been to Arizona. Stargate 1, baby. SG1. Oh, I wonder why. Why is there Egyptian mummies coming out of Arizona? You can't make this stuff up. Fact check me. Go find out for yourself. Kristen Loves. Thank you, Star Sister. Woohoo! Yeah! Thank you so much for supporting this work. And she also left a message. Thank you for your messages, by the way, you guys. To the new souls that have found this channel and work. It was by divinely orchestrated and by design that you're all here. Thank you, Anahazi brother. This work is intense and needed and beautiful. Machiwa to you, Star Sister, awakening your inner Christ. Yeah, woohoo! We're a group effort. We're doing this together. Machiwa. And it is needed. The Christic frequency, the Emerald Order Guardian teachings are needed on planet Earth. And you will see in the forbidden history, even though they try to cover it up, the Guardians are going to remind us that they have historically tried to bury these teachings. They did it in France a few hundred years ago. They did it in Jeshua, Jesus' time. They did it in ancient Egypt time, in Sumer. They did it in Atlantis. They did it in Lemuria. They're doing it now. They're trying to, this is why there's censorship on this. I can speak for that. I have been censored. My channel is not allowed to grow fast. It barely moves like this. Not because of my content. My neighbor bringing in his trash can. My trash can, actually. Yeah, this is part of huge, the Atlantean conspiracy. They don't want us awakening. They don't want us knowing our history. Because we reveal them. We expose them in the real history. We transmute them. I wonder if he's going to knock on my door. Because he stopped. Anyways. Yeah, we transmute that history. Okay, now he's going. And, no, I don't mean to say transmute that history. They want to transmute that art history. But, yeah, this is about, yeah, they tried to stop us in those times. And I was explaining that because that's what they're doing now. I'm coming out strong, exposing these Illuminati, exposing the fallen angels, exposing ETs. They don't even allow some of these hashtags, you guys. I've already told you guys there's certain hashtags they do not allow because they don't want people collaborating and creating pages for these topics. You have to go try to find it in their censored search. They're trying to make it harder for you to find in Google, in YouTube, in Instagram, in TikTok, in Facebook, in Twitter. They're making it difficult for you to find this information, if not impossible. You have to try many sources. This is why we're still taking it off of their platforms like Telegram or BitChute. This is where a lot of Ashiana's videos are now, on bitchute.com. Unfortunately, BitChute always has commercials. You can't get rid of the commercials, even with a paid membership, I think, as far as I know. But like YouTube, I don't know if you guys knew it, you can get rid of all advertisings by becoming a paid member. It's worth it to me because I'm constantly using YouTube. I don't want freaking commercials. I don't have time to wait for a stupid commercial. So I'll pay their $12 or whatever it is. I forgot how much it is. $12, $15 or something. It's worth it to me. But yeah, they censor the any type of real light, any type of real truth. They will allow people like, popular people coming out, like Billy Carson bringing you the false teachings. He has some truth. Bless him, and the things that he does talk about is truth. But you're gonna get, just like anything else out here in modern time, it's gonna be mixed with false teachings. That's the trick. That's the trick they have done historically. This is an ancient trick to sprinkle truth with their dark teaching, false light teaching. That's why it's called a false light teaching. It has a tiny bit, has some truth that you as a human can feel. You feel some truth in there. Okay, so now I'm going to listen to the rest of their message. So this is what we're up against. I make sure you know your true history. Blessings to you guys, holy ones. Thank you, Kristen Loves. Thank you, sister. Diamond Star, woohoo! Yes. She also left a message. May the indigo children walk shielded in source light. Beautifully said. You should be a poet. Untouched by fallen races. Guided only by truth and protected in their divine mission to restore harmony on earth. Beautifully said, Diamond Star. A lot of you are awakening into your Christ power. Christic, innerchristos. That's your power. And it's not based on faith or some type of hope. It's based on cognizance. A knowing that's unshakable. You stand in that truth, that light, holy ones, and it will set you free. You will rid yourself of those old paradigm teachings and ideas and beliefs that you had. You will find the true values, the true light teachings, just like Diamond Star said it so beautifully. Thank you so much, Diamond Star. Much respect to you and your Machiwa awakening. You guys are awesome. You guys are very brilliant in your own way. We all are bringing a unique code. Yes? Handpan Mermaid, thank you so much, Star Sister. Woohoo! This is how we get it done. This is how I keep on doing this full time, you guys. And she also wrote a message, just was watching earlier, Gods of Egypt on Netflix, talking about what you're talking about tonight. Thank you for your teachings. Wait, isn't that a Hollywood movie? I gotta check. Wait. Gods of... Yeah, that's a full-time movie. And what's his name? Gerald Butler plays the Seth brother, right? But you're not going to get a true teaching in this, sister. I don't know what you mean. You're going to get distorted teachings. They're showing you, even in the movie, they're showing you how there's the ET gods. And you notice they're all giants because they are. These ET beings are from higher dimensions. That's why they're taller than us. And they show the humans very small. See, that shows you that they know the actual truth. And while they're going to make movies for us to worship and follow, but they're still presenting themselves as these greater race of beings, as a pantheon of gods. This is just freaking made up science. This is just fiction. It's not any truth to it. But I think that's what she's trying to say, that, Wait 1 second here. Thank you so much, Handpan. Yeah, that's what I have said too before, you guys. When you start awakening to the innerchristos teachings and you start watching movies, you'll see it everywhere. And this is what, to me, watching these movies is about... sorry, I get these pressures on my head. Is about... to me, watching a movie is research. It's entertaining while you're passing time, but it's also research. That's why I watch American Me. Research. They talk about La Raza and the revolution and pride and murder and death and killing. Sticking stuff up their butts and selling drugs, selling suffering, selling pain, wiping out people. That it's all about racism, the whites, the blacks, the browns. It's research. I don't really want to watch content like that, but to me, it's about learning, man. And you'll see it come through my messages. I watched all those X-Men movies for the same reason. You see them worshiping gods in modern day time through movies like X-Men, through Marvel hero movies. They just renamed the ancient gods, man. They didn't go anywhere. They're still freaking here. They're still being worshipped. They're still being praised. As little kids, these are your heroes. now you have no distinction in your brain. You think these are all great people and beings. Got a poster in your bedroom. That's your wallpaper. This Thor god, because he's a sexy human guy. They're all perfect. They're the gods. They're perfect. And you're not, because you're human. I mean, like the movie we just mentioned, Gods of Egypt. The gods are perfect and we're not, but hello. What did I teach you? These gods are worse than humans. Look at them. Look what they're doing. This is spiritual warfare. Look what the spiritual beings are doing. Murdering, kidnapping, raping. That's what these gods are doing. They're worse than us, but they're being worshipped by us as divine and as our creators. Transmute. Thank you, Handpan. Dia Andre, I hope I said that right. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you, Dia. Thank you so much for being here. Blessings to you and your path, your awakening. Machiwa, yes. Wait. Top fan, Syrian Star Princess, Kirsten Loves, and Diamond Star. Inlatin, Handpan, Dia Andre, Christos Mission, Sang, 369, Jennifer Guyton, and Shirley Pedrosa. Those are the top 10. Whatever that means, I guess that means the most active in chat, right? Oh, Alicia, I can't watch horror movies anymore ever since my daughter. And exactly, that is who wants to bring horror into their freaking energy? You see, their energies are fear. Some people love that genre. They love horror movies. Something is wrong. Something is distorted. They like to see what it looks like for people to be murdered. They like gore and blood. This is wickedness. This is fallen angelic. This is demonic. But you want to see it. You want to see it and see it. You want to feel it in your emotions. You want to be scared. I know some people think this is ridiculous, but this is truly frequency. This is frequency energy of the fallen angelics. Where do you think this concept comes from? Okay, so it's not like we have really positive, wholesome movies. It's hard to find one that's maybe comedies, some comedies. Otherwise, most of these action movies, drama movies, it's all about death or sadness or despair or, they're entraining you. Do you know what entrain means? That means you're going into those frequencies. You're being pulled in now, even if it's for a 2-hour movie, now you're getting a dose. You're getting a dose of those low horror, killing, death frequencies. Sadness, anger, lots of anger in these movies. People fighting, people harming each other, hurting each other. It's about sadness, depression. These are frequencies we keep reliving, repeating. It's coming into your frequencies. Same with video games. You get so used to killing. I'm killing. I killed that one. Did you get it? Let's kill it together. Group killing. Dungeons and Dragons or World of Warcraft. You're in a group going into demonic realms, killing demonic beings. You're into killing and dark energies and frequencies and realms. Okay? TVs, video games. Who knows what else those kind of people are interested in? What else are they into? Wow. That's another reflection of what's in the world. Another expression, another expression of phantom energies. Let me get this, you guys, real quick. Only a few seconds. What's up, holy wands? Machua. It's okay. Yeah, I don't watch any horror movies. It just bothers my energy too much. I'm not going to do anything with that I'm not going to do any research on horror movies. There's no reason. It's diabolically opposed to my frequency. Steve? Yeah, conspiracy theory. It's more, yeah, it's conspiracy fact. Guess who made up the word conspiracy theory? The CIA did. Now, anything labeled, it's a technique to label something. Oh, that's just conspiracy theory, right? So it's saying it's not truth. Automatically, it's just conspiracy. It's not truth. People won't say it's not truth, but that's what you're saying when it's just a conspiracy theory. This is why we start saying conspiracy fact. Okay? And what is the word conspiracy? There's people coming together to trick people or something, dupe people. Like the Illuminati. They go and collaborate. They're collaborating for the downfall of people, of society. Conspiracy. They create conspiracies. Well, they are. I mean, do the people on Earth think there's no conspiracies? Because now the word, if anyone's conspiring, now it's just a theory and not truth. What the shit is wrong with your thinking? Excuse my language. What is wrong with your thinking when you think something's just conspiracy? Now your brain shuts off and you don't think there's no reason to investigate. It's conspiracy fact, not conspiracy theory. There is indeed conspiracies happening. There is beings who are in the shadows. I don't just mean beings, humans. Governments, secret militaries. See, this is why I'm being shadow banned. I don't go hardcore political stuff, but I will mention some stuff. I shouldn't even be using the word Illuminati. I could just use sign language. But, it's blatantly in society. Even though we talk about the conspiracies, they're still happening. They don't care. They're still going to keep on happening. You're still going to have pop stars coming out and dress on red and making these videos, or coming out in the Super Bowl. There's still going to be satanic rituals. Luciferian satanic rituals right there in the masses, in the coliseums, in the sports stadiums, where there's large groups of activity and people. There's going to be some type of wicked secret thing happening in the open. But it's this conspiracy, so how the F can you think it's conspiracy when the divas are dressing with horns and obviously looking satanic? It's a conspiracy. I said that word too many times in this video, so... Machiwa. My lives used to get between 3,000 and 4,000. Now they're only 1 to 2,000. My videos used to get 10 to 20,000. Now they're only 3 to 4,000. You see what I'm saying? And my content only got better. Better graphics, better material. And why is this happening to me and other people? So some people get actually thrown off. I don't go and talk about this stuff. I know what kind of stuff can actually get you kicked off. I don't go there. I'm not going to go there. I have plenty of other stuff to talk about that, you know, so it keeps me busy already. Sorry, let me check this. Yeah, here we go, right? The NFL comes back. Thank you guys. Please support this work, you guys. At least $14 more, you guys. Actually, remember, it was only $75, so 25, 35, 25, 35, 40 more dollars, you guys. Sincerely, Machiwa. I know somebody out there can help in this effort. Let's keep the ball rolling. This is how we roll. This is how we do it. And this is a journey. This is our spiritual journey and our awakening, and we're doing it together. So I have to say that sometimes because I survive off of it. This is how I survive. So thank you guys so much. And thank you for being here tonight. I know a lot of you can be, you know, have your own testimonies of through your own journey, right? Your own spiritual awakening and journey. You've had enough proof on your own. You see it. These teachings become very real to you. They explain what exactly is happening to you. And so this is part of the healing of our planet, our species as a human race. But not everyone's going to go through that, you guys. We're not going to have a global awakening. It's not happening. Even students of Ashiana are saying that. When Ashiana herself says that, it's not happening. But people come up with their ideas. We're all awakening. No, we're not. Look in the comic books. Look in the TV shows. Look in the religions. Look in the New Age systems. We're not. It's an individual thing. A spiritual ascension has always been, always will be, always has been, always will be an individual thing, not a global, worldwide awakening. You're living in delusion. You're living in distortion if you believe this. And you're doing a disservice to people teaching that. I'd rather tell people the bad news. That some people are going into Phantom Earth. That's their timeline. There's a timeline that goes to Tara. No, first inner Earth. That's good, but not so great. And the third timeline is Tara. It's not all awakening. The Guardians, it's in Voyagers. It's in Ashiana's workshops. We're not all awakening. This is a spiritual war, and there's going to be collateral damage. Some people are falling. Some people will not make it. Some people are going to go into Phantom. When your frequency is seriously entangled in Jehovah God or Allah God, when the majority of humans are into Yahweh energy, into angry God energy, that's not awakening, not even close. It's the opposite of awakening, literally. It's the opposite of ascension. It's called de-ascension. It's the opposite of evolving. It's de-evolving. You know, de-evolving means when you die, you're going to go into a reincarnation, a new one, but you're going to have less DNA, less consciousness, less memory. Hello, there's a sign when most humans don't remember who they are. Now, when you get when you get 1 billion, whoa, my phone died. I can't believe that. Let me switch to Photoshop. What do you mean I can't believe that? I can't believe that. Wait. Let me plug it in, you guys. Sorry. It's just a matter of plugging it in. It takes a few seconds to start up. I thought I plugged it in. I meant to plug it in when I started this live. But yeah, when a person dies, then they're gonna, their soul essence will go one of three places. The worst place is falling into Phantom Earth. The Guardians don't talk about Phantom Earth for no reason. Phantom Earth exists, just like Phantom Nibiru exists. Phantom Andromedan planets exist. Phantom Avion exists. Phantom Tiamat exists. Because some consciousness falls and some does not. We're not all ascending. We're not all awakening. We would love it. That's a lovely. What the shit is with this? This freaking thing is on my freaking. What the fuck? Fuck. What the shit? Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to cuss and stuff. I'm just trying to get this. It's showing me a bunch of apps instead of my home screen. Oh my gosh, I gotta take it off the tripod to fix it. Oh, now as soon as I turn it right side up, it's gonna do this. Share your camera. Allow. All right. Put it back on the tripod. I'll have to readjust it so it's right. Why is this not showing? Okay. That's almost just right. You're clipping the book a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine for now. It's fine for now. Sorry about that, you guys. Whoa, so... Yes! Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Because last live we were short. So this live made up for that. And I believe Shauna, right? Shauna 76. Shauna, blessings, Holy One. Love you, brother. Thank you so much. Bless you, sister. And I Amber Geddon, unless I already said thank you, I don't think I did, but yeah. Thank you, Amber Geddon. Thank you for the wisdom and information. Oh, that was the last one I said, right? So thank you once again. And Theron Moon, I am beyond grateful for this channel and the family we're creating here. Thank you, Brother Anahazi, for the hard work. We love you. Omni Christos love. Thank you, Lara Moon. Bless you, Star Sister. And thank you for being a member over 3 months at least, right? Is that the 6-month mark? That might be the 6-month star. Yeah, because the blue one is the 3-month star. Thank you so much for being a member. Holy One, Liren. Yeah, baby, what's up? Hand Pan Mermaid again. Woohoo! And she says, good luck this time. You're a sweetheart, Hand Pan. We're so happy to have you with us. It's so exciting to see more and more people who are awakening, who are getting it, and joining this crew, joining this shield, joining this family of consciousness. We're star seeds. You have to come to the conclusion that you are an indigo child, that you are coming here for service to others. Like your life journey has its own purpose, has its own mission. This is a spiritual warfare, man. We can't do it just one person, not just Ashana or anyone. You know, Lisa Renee or anybody. It's all of us as a group. It's going to take all of us. And like you said, like I was trying to show before the phone went off, the Phantom Earth. Yeah. I had turned on a diagram. Let me show that real quick. Let me show the phantom earth. For those people saying we're all awakening, the Guardians don't talk about phantom earth for a reason. They don't talk about Metatron for no reason. Okay? So this is one of the 3 paths of ascension. This is one of the timelines that some people are falling in. I'm not making this up. Okay? Some people are following the inner earth timeline. I can't wait till I get my other diagram. I should have it by Tuesday, the new diagram, because I'm teaching from the old diagram still. But this is from 5,000 plus years ago. No, in the future. Inner Earth is a future location, by the way. These are more evolved beings and races. So that's a good thing. Some people are going to be ascending to Inner Earth. Okay? And then the third timeline is going to be Tara. That's 5D. See, Inner Earth is barely in 4D. The location is showing you where it's at in the timeline. Like, see, this is a timeline. And Inner Earth is right between here and here. It's right around here. Okay? And 5D Tara is farther ahead. This is the timeline you want to go to, but you need 5 strands or more. Oh, well, you just need 5 strands at least. If you have 6 strands, you're going to go to 6D. If you got your crown chakra or higher, you're going to higher. You're going to go. Some of you are turning back to the Christos, back to 12D, back to Christ consciousness. So we're not all ascending, unfortunately. There's 3 different timelines. There's many different levels of humans on Earth. Some are not going to any of these timelines. They will just stay. There's a fourth choice, or not choice, but a fourth outcome. Some are just going to be repeating Earth. They're going to come back 20, 30, 2035 or whatever. They're going to come back to the Earth. So there's actually 4 timelines. And somewhere down the line, like 2200 plus, there's the planet, something happens to the sun, or the Zeta Rid do something. So there's some cataclysm possibility in the future on this timeline. Not in your lifetime now. You don't have to worry now, but it's going to be sometime in the future. This is why I always say that. Oh, let me go back to the camera. This is why I always say, you can't put off spiritual ascension. How do you know if you're going to be able to ascend later? You don't save ascension for later. You take care of it now. And then I got my 5th strand. I'm going to Tara, honey. I got my Templar going on. What about you? Right? You will know. It'll be a frequency resonance of knowing, a cognizance. So if you don't know, then you don't have it yet. Because when you have it, you will know. Does that make sense? But you guys, we're not perfect down here. We're doing our best in this spiritual warfare to be awakened and to reactivate our sleeping Christos, our sleeping Templar, our sleeping memory, our sleeping identity. Reawaken the Christos, baby. It's in a slumber. It's time to wake up. So, I don't mean to come so hard down on some of your guys' practices, because I know a lot of you love tarot and astrology, and I think even Ashana herself said you can convert it to a good system, but are you? Have you? Same thing with Reiki. You can turn Reiki into a good system. Some of you, that might be a surprise. What's wrong with Reiki? So unless you know what you're doing, unless you went through the 20-hour Cathara workshop, then stay away from it. I'm not telling you what to do. You do whatever the F you want. You God sovereign free. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not teaching for nothing. So Just keep that in mind. Don't hate on me because I knocked your galactic fed, or I didn't knock it. It's in there. I showed you the scripture of the Emerald Order on the screen. Scripture. They're the one. Where do you think I got it from? I didn't know about Archangel Michael. I learned it from them. And then I learned it from myself. I found out within my own inner Christos. That's the thing about the inner Christos. No one needs to convince you, because you can find out cognizance and truth and light from within. You don't need any other reference, but the guardians come out and bring it, so it's now offered as a choice. And now the teachings are here, and we're bringing that frequency in together as a group. We're not going to reach everybody. Not everyone's going to be healed. Not everyone's going to awaken. But we're still doing it because some people will, even if it's a small percentage. Right? If we can get 100,000, if we can get 250,000, if we can get 10 million, well, there's definitely tens of millions, you know. I don't know why I said 100,000. We definitely got like 10 million plus. But if we can get 10 million, if we can get 50 million people, if we can get 100 million humans to awaken to their inner Christos, job well done. That's a victory. So let's do this together. We're going to do this together. I plan on having more get-togethers. Like that's behind the scenes where I'm, you know, I have to be able to grow a bit and get more resources, and we will have get-togethers. We will invite people, the public. We will invite the public to get-togethers, to workshops, to healing treatments, to whatever, you know. And it's not going to just me thinking of all this stuff. We're going to be doing it as a group, you know, as a round table. You know, there's no head of a table. There's a round table. So we'll be coming together as a group of indigo children, a group of starseeds and awakening angelic humans. So this may seem small to you now, but it's going to grow into something big, you guys. Christos Avatar TV and its affiliates and its, you know, partners, or whoever's going to be a partner, or whoever's going to be an investor, or whoever's going to be, you know, part of this. We're going to be bringing that into a bigger awareness. Once upon a time, the whole planet was following the law of one. You don't see that now, do you? You know exactly what kind of consciousness that is. You would see it, you would feel it, it would be out in the open, but it's not. But, you know, that's our potential. That's what some of us can reclaim, and we are. So blessings to all of you. It's already time for me to finish the live, but thank you so much, you guys, for being here tonight with us, and we're just trying to bring it for the fam. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, what's up? Thank you, guys. Much love to you. Stardust Goddess, Diamond Star, Sunset Dreams, Steve. Thank you, brother, for coming again. Yeah. Ambergeddon, welcome, Holy One. You'll see that a lot. You'll see a lot of loving people in this group. So I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Much love and respect to you. We almost always want to say a couple of affirmations out here at the end. Shada Ure Akumtan. This is a Lyran frequency, a 13th dimensional Elohai frequency. Shada Ure Akumtan. Shada Ure Akumtan. Shaddai. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Yes! Say it with me, holy ones. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. It's not coming from arrogance, baby. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. That means you get the law of one. You see this as all part of the unified field. Machiwa. Let me show you something real quick. In the Voyagers 1 book, you mostly use Voyagers 2, right? I have to open it though. Voyagers 1, and I'll switch over real quick. And if you have this on your own computer, you can type Unisi. 9 results, the Unisi. So, you can say God, you can say Great Spirit, you can say Source. It's also called the central point of all union. Unisi, God, Source, is the central point of all union. God, Source, is the internal consciousness of the one all. Machiwa, holy ones. And this is why I call you holy ones, because you are. You're part of Source God, baby. The God force. Identity. So have a beautiful weekend. Remember, you guys, start exercising, even simple stuff. Even if it's just yoga, you're at least circulating your energy. Your brother Ahani's going to do it. I'm going to start getting in shape. I'm going to start, thinking about greater things in my transformation. Same with all of you going through a transformation. Yeah? What's up? This is your temple. Let's take care of it. Bachiwa, holy ones. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Much love and respect. Shout out to all my members. Thank you to all you members. Blessings to all of you. Thank you to those of you tonight who made those donations. Much needed. Respect to you guys for your help. And all of you regulars who keep on coming. Keep on coming. Hope to see you on Tuesday or whenever you can make it. Blessings to you. Source bless you. Namaste. Aho. Good night. Yeah, baby. What's up? Maybe there's a spiritual war, but we can still have a indigo party. Blessings to Jeshua. Blessings to the guardian angelic nations. Blessings to the Unisi, to the Kundere, the Kirushe, the Christos avatars. See you soon, guys. Machiwa.